everyone, it's Aniki again and welcome back to my channel. So I know I haven't filmed in a while, or posted in a while anyway, but life, you know. I've been coming home from work every day and just pretty much passing out, waking up, going back to work. I'm thoroughly exhausted, so took a little bit of a break. I didn't post my 12 by Christmas, but I think I'm just gonna wait and do like the finale post. I'm not as into doing the 12 by whatever number by a certain time. I think it's fun to watch, and I really did enjoy doing it at first, but I just kept losing track of like what I was doing and what like products I was using. So maybe I just got a little too ambitious and was trying to take on too much at once. But I think I'm gonna cool it on those after this Christmas one and just focus on the Pan Those Eyeshadows next year. Again, I'm doing Pan Those Eyeshadows from, I think it was August when I started, until the end of 2020, so about math 18 months. Today's video is going to be my update on Pan Those Eyeshadows. I started this in the summer and I'm going to just continue all the way through 2020 until December 2020. So by this time next year, I should be like wrapping this project up and taking a little bit of a break from it. But this project was originally started by Alexi, and I will link her channel below. And I first became aware of this project with Rebecca Morgan and Too Much Tosh. I really enjoy those ladies, watching their videos. And through those ladies, I became like a fan of Alexi, so now I watch her videos as well. So just love like finding all these people through these like really fun projects that I love to watch and now that I'm a part of. So without further ado, I am going to show you a couple of things that I had some progress on this past month. I do have multiple bonus pans, and I'm going to show you those first. So this first bonus pan is actually from my 12 by Christmas project, and it's in the Profusion Smoky Eyes palette. So it's kind of like a little update on that one as well. So the pan I hit was in the shade Enchant, which is this one right here. It's hard to tell with how bright this light is, but it's right there in the center of this one, and as you can see, or maybe not, let me try this out. There's like an awful big bit of pan in these two, which were also part of the other project. So at the end of this year, whether I have pan on all these or not, I'm just going to declutter it. I've had it for a couple years now, and I feel like the formula is starting to change. And right after I hit pan on these ones over here, or a little bigger pan on these, it started just kind of crumbling away. So I just want to get as much use out of it as I can, and then I'm going to go ahead and declutter it at the end of the year. But I do love Profusion Eyeshadows, and I have quite a bit of their palettes, so I'm actually going to see a couple more of them. So the next bonus pan I have comes from a palette that's actually in this project, and it's the Too Faced Natural Matte palette. I just love like the packaging on this. It's so pretty. This was actually the palette I had my bridal makeup done in. So my sister-in-law, who is very talented in makeup, did my she did my makeup on my wedding day, and it came out so pretty. And we took some really cute pictures using this palette. So this palette's a part of my wedding photos. But I did hit pan. I'm going to cover up the one that I have. It's going to be upside down. But right here in Au Naturel, there's just like the tiniest little bit of baby pan right there. I used to use this palette like all the time, but then as I started like exploring and getting new things, experimenting with different colors, I kind of put this to the wayside. So it was really cool to get to dip back into this palette and discover how much I actually love it. I'm actually wearing it today, just this really simple, like natural look. Oh, I also got new glasses, by the way. Got a couple new glasses from Firmoo, which is like a website, and they're really inexpensive. I got 2 pairs for under $30, and they're pretty cute. So that is, and I'll show you the other shade in here, Nude Goals, which is actually in this project a little bit later, but we're going to go on to the other shade that I hit bonus pan in. and it comes from the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. As you can see, it's very much used and loved, and when we come in here, I want to say there's like 2 bonus pans in here. So the bonus pan, the one in the project is Mulberry, that's just over here, is Dusty Rose, which I use quite a bit of. And Tempera, if you see right there, there's a tiny bit around the edges, but for the most part, that baby's panned. So that one I went ahead and just took out of my Excel sheet that has all the shades that I have, because, you know, I did hit pan on that, so pretty exciting. Alrighty, so those are the 3 bonus pans that I had for this past month, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you in the Soft Glam palette the shade Mulberry, which was one of the ones I hit pan on, which was super exciting. As you can see, it's just a tiny bit of baby pan, and I was a little worried that it was going to take me forever just because the color is so pigmented and like the matte shades are pressed just a little bit harder, but once I got a good sized dip in there, it became a lot softer and easier to work with, and I was able just to like blend it out, smoke it out, and it looked super pretty. And that was pretty much the look I had most of November, was with this Mulberry shade, which I actually love, and I kind of just want to hold off on using any more of it because I do really enjoy this palette and I just want to like covet it a little bit longer. But I did see that ABH is releasing like a Vault palette, so it has both Modern Renaissance and Soft Glam, and I think there's a second one that has Soft Glam, Modern Renaissance, and the Norvina palette. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw, but like I know for sure like this and Modern Renaissance are together in a bundle, and I'm like, should I get it? Do I need it? No, not really, because I still have a lot of pan on this. I have a lot of eyeshadows still left in this one, so I might just hold off. But if it's something that is here to stay, I might be picking that up once I hit and pan this one fully. So, and before we move on, I used this shade a total of 11 times before I did hit pan on that one. The next one I hit pan on, actually this was the first one I hit pan on, was the Beauty Superstars bundle palette. So in here there are a bunch of Profusion shades, some of the more popular ones. As you can see, I have some that already hit pan. That one's cleared. That one was from a previous product. But the shade Outgoing was what I used most. I'm just gonna close that to make it a little easier. But it's this one right here. And as you can see right there in the center, there is some pan. It was a really great transition shade, and you can see like I'm probably close to getting the rest of it cleared out if I continue using that. I used that one a total of 15 times before I hit pan. I did continue to use it a little bit after I had hit pan, so the pan's a little bit bigger than it was when I first initially saw that like little metal at the end. But I really do, like I said before, like I say every video, because I'm pretty sure Profusion shadow has been in every single one of these updates. I do love their shadows. Their powder products are so great, and I do highly recommend trying out. These are the 2 shadows in this project that I hit pan on this past month, and let's go ahead and check out some of the ones I didn't hit pan on but did make some great progress with. So hopping back over to the Too Faced Natural Matte palette, in that shade Nude Gold, it's like a very light pink, and it's so hard to pick up on this just because of how light it is. I think maybe. So before this project started, it still had the little lace embossing across the top, but I have used quite a bit of it to where that embossing is almost completely gone. You can still see a little bit around the corners, and there's a good dip in it. I've been using this shade like crazy. It's not my favorite. It is pretty pale. I did put it on today, but it's a light pink, almost white. So it does brighten your eyes up a little bit, but it's very pale, and it's not something that I think I'm super drawn to. I might not use it like once I hit pan, but I do really love, I don't know if you can tell, this bottom row. That pan is pretty deep. That one I actually hit pan on, and then I love like these darker shades right here. They really like help smoke things up a bit. Alrighty, so I used the shade Nude Goals a total of 7 times in this project. And because I was using it to like cover my entire lid, I was able to use up more of the product. So I did get a good dip in this one, which I'm pretty excited about. Hopefully I can get through a lot more of it in this next month and we can see some pan on the next update. On the January update, oh my gosh, I can't believe the new year is just like right around the corner. It's crazy. The next shadow I have in here that I did not hit pan on was in the Profusion Wonderlust palette. This palette has been in the product before and it was the shade Cruise, this one right here, which is absolutely gorgeous. I ended up using it as a liner a lot and I was able to hit pan a lot quicker on that one. The shade that's in this time is this beautiful blue, another blue, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's the shade Splash, and I've only used it a total of 4 times in this project, but both times that I wore it to work, people loved the way it looked on the eyes, and it's just such a pretty color. Go ahead and swatch that. I feel like it's more appropriate for the summer for sure, but it's like absolutely gorgeous. So the next shadow I have that I did not hit pan on, but I think I'm pretty close to hitting, so definitely will have pan by the next update, came from this Morphe 35 OS palette, this orange shimmer palette, and it's this very last one right here, and as you can see there's quite a dip in it, and it's a gorgeous shade. Ooh. Sounded like I was about to break that lid off. Ooh. This is such a pretty like orangey bronze shade. Picked up a little too much, but look how beautiful that is. You can barely see that Nude Goals right here, but look how gorgeous that is. Such a pretty color. And one of the times I did wear the Splash shade, I paired it with that like shimmer, and oh, it looks so pretty. But that is the shade. You can see I have been dipping in there quite a bit. I've used it a total of 8 times. I feel like that's wrong. I feel like I used it a little bit more than that, but my tallies say 8, so I'm gonna go with that. I definitely feel like next time I'm going to be able to hit pan on. And the last eyeshadow I have in this project that I did not hit pan on last month is from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. This is the palette I had purchased more recently this summer, and of course I got like one of the most difficult shades. Not really difficult, but like it's gonna be a minute. It's this very last shade, which is this gorgeous navy shade, Delicious, and it is so pretty. I did pair it with that shade from Morphe almost every single time that I wore it. It does come off like a little bit patchy, as you can see, but building it up and blending it out, it works really well. Just build it up just a little bit, but see those two together, oh my gosh, so gorgeous, so pretty. These are the 4 that I did not hit pan on. I still think they're gorgeous, and I loved playing with these this past month. Oh, did I say how many times I used this one? So I used this shade Delicious from Jeffree Star a total of 7 times, and I used it mostly to like smoke out my outer corner and deepen it up a little bit, and I used it as a liner twice, and I really liked the way that looked. So I might try that again a couple times. I think using shadows as liners is a really good way to pan if you're doing like a project pan. I noticed like I go through it a little quicker just because I'm concentrating like in that like dip of the pan that's already existing. So those are the 4 from this past month that are rolling over into December. Alright, so I'm pulling up my Excel sheet that has all the shadows in it. So I do have a couple more eyeshadow palettes than the month before. So I am currently at 297 for the number of individual shadows I have. So I pulled that up in my, I always do that, I never like have the brightness correct. One day I will like be better at this. So have them all pulled up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put them into the Pretty Random app, and I'm going to enter 1 through, oh, that's not right, 297. So there we go. It's this bright magenta pink, which is super pretty. And I'm only going to enter, or I'm only going to roll in 2 more shadows this time around. And I'm just going to go ahead and do them both back to back. Did that randomize at all, or no? 218 is the shade I already have. So 218 is actually the shade Delicious, which I already have, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it again. And it's 240. So it's going to be one of the newer palettes that I have. And it looks like that is going to come from the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. And then we're going to do it one more time, and that is shade 14. It's like on both ends of the spectrum. Scroll, 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 scroll. So shade 14 is, let me write that down. It's from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette that I just hit pan on in the mulberry shade, and it's the shade Glistening. So it's actually this shade right here. Since it was like right next to me. Let me go ahead and grab the Tati. Okay, so let me go ahead and swatch it for you. So this is Tati's new palette, or her first palette. And the shade that I got was 240, which is Metallic Story. So the way she has it is like it's the same kind of shade name and different finishes. So it's the shade Story, which is this one, and the row are metallic. I used the wrong hand, let me switch it over. So I actually love her metallics and the glitters a lot, actually. I've been reaching for them more so than the other glitters I have. That is the shade right there. I put it way too close and right on top. Right on top of Delicious. Let me go ahead and just do that again a little more to the side. But I've been playing with this palette a little bit, and it's so easy to use, and I really do love it. There is some fallout, so if you do have it or you're waiting to get it soon, just be aware of that. But overall, I think it's a great palette, and I think the concept is so simple but so like efficient. So that came from this one. So that one is from Tati Beauty. I'm a little nervous and kind of sad because I did just get this, and I want to like appreciate it rather than focus on like getting pan on something. And I also don't know how deep the pans are, so that might be an issue. That might be one that I use as a liner just so that I can get like the tiny little pan and then like still have the rest of it to focus on later. And then the other one, 14, was from this one in the shade Glistening. So it's that very second one. Right at the end, it's almost like not noticeable. Like in person you can see it a little bit better, but like on camera it's almost the same shade as my skin, but shiny. But yeah, that is, maybe if I change the lighting, hold on. I need to take one of those classes. What is it called? I hear it like on one of the podcasts I listen to all the time. It's take like courses online. Oh, hold on. Maybe? And they teach you how to do things that you probably should have learned in school, but they didn't teach us anything in school. So I don't know if that made it better or worse, but here are the shades that I have for the month of December. Nude Goals, Splash, Morphe, 35OS. It's the very last shade in that palette. Delicious from Jeffree Star Cosmetics in the Jawbreaker palette. This one is from Tati Beauty. It's the Metallic Story shade. And then Glistening from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Alright everyone, so that's my November update for my Pan Those eyeshadows. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching me select my new colors and seeing some of my progress. And let me know if you would like me to incorporate some of the looks I create with these color stories. I've never seen other people incorporate their looks, and I just don't know if that's something like people would enjoy seeing or not. I don't know. But let me know in the comments below, and I will see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.